Hey, what's up again? Fosh Anime bringing you another review for Kyousougiga, the TV season, the series. And this is episode 1. I know there was a double episode that came out, but that was a recap from most of the OVA and some of the short episodes they had. And this week we finally get the, truth about the story and the unusual world that the other, the main characters live in. Is kind of an unusual place. And basically the story at the beginning reveals that we just see the clip with the KOTO, the younger version, getting this little sphere that had all these planets inside from her master. And which, if you saw the episode and you know the pictures, she's got this massive hammer, and I think that little ball transforms into a hammer. I guess you can look at it cheesy as like, well, the galaxy's expanding, so there you go. That's a hammer, and she uses it to bust down dimensions and bust galaxies because it's a hammer. So I don't know. I'm just guessing on that part, but the main story follows this chief priest who's kind of like in the old old Japan, and he's basically rebuilds fortunes and things like that, but he draws in this notebook of his, and everything he draws happens to come to life. Just by him drawing on it. I'm not sure if he's just got powers or anything, but whatever. They revealed that he drew this little black rabbit that kind of escaped, and I guess it's technically the god of that area, that town, that city, whatever you want to call it. And it has a kind of a mind of its own. And somehow, some way, the rabbit kind of finds this priest, and through a certain amount of events, the rabbit falls in love with the priest. And there's a Buddha statue nearby, which I guess triggers a wish that happens, and the Buddhist statue gives the rabbit a body. But there's a catch though. It said something about if the feelings that you have are returned to you, you basically have to leave. You have to leave his side forever. Something like that. So these two kind of hit it off, and they kind of she falls in love with him, but he kind of looks at her more as a companion, as a friend, because he's alone in this temple and he's got no one else to talk to. So they kind of hit it off pretty good. And through a couple, couple meetings together, they have, children, but not like, a normal way of having kids. Basically, he draws these kids and they come to life out of his notebook. And basically, if you saw the double overview, you have the fight at the very end of the episode. Basically, these are the three children: Karama, Yusei, and Yamura, I think is his name. It's a weird name, but basically these three children that they created are the rulers of the other world that they kind of go to after the priest is kind of tired of this world, and the rabbit's just like, well, let's go to your world you created, and he's like, okay, that sounds like a good idea, it's fine. And they he takes all his kids and he goes to the other world that he created, basically. So every drawing he's made is in this world that he basically built. And I thought that was kind of cool that they finally explain with this world that demons and humans and all this crazy stuff happens in this city. Is kind of neat, like that. And basically, if you live in this town that he created, you don't ever age, you don't ever die. If things get broken, it repairs itself automatically. So basically, everyone's immortal in this world. And I guess a few more years pass. I don't know how many that happens, whatever. But you have the black rabbit falls, I guess the priest finally returns her feelings that he actually falls in love with her. And she's upset because what the Buddhist had said, and it was a limited offer, that if this day ever came that they would have to leave. So the priest is just like, I'm not going to leave you alone, I'm going to go with you, and he leaves with her. And somehow, some way, the three kids that they had got older. I don't know how, maybe they figured a way out to do it, or maybe when the priest left, the rules of immortality kind of faded. I don't know, who knows? Because there are characters they meet that are still little kids, but whatever, anyway. We have another thing, a couple, the big old all the time skip, and basically this freakish lightning storm that's happening, and, the new priest, Miori, whatever, he's older, and he's basically the head priest of this area, so he kind of runs in to investigate the lightning, and he runs at this massive red tower, and he finds the roof's been cracked, and there's like a pile of stuff laying on the ground, like a meteor fell or whatever. And the younger KOTO kind of steps out with her hammer, and she's just basically, asks the new priest, what world is this? Who are you? Where am I at? And all this stuff. He's kind of quiet for the first few minutes, and he finally tells her it's KOTO or whatever, some city, and she's kind of staring and looking around, and she explains where she's from. She's looking for her master or a priest that technically I would guess would be the new guy's dad, and she's looking for her dad and her mom, which you saw in the double O video, whatever you want to call it, the recap. So we kind of get the world and the characters kind of built up, with KOTO finally meeting Mior, and they kind of hit it off. Not really, but they're kind of looking at each other, so he kind of takes care of her, which we'll be seeing next week in episode 2. And the only thing I would say about this series is it's really amazing looking. I like the artwork, and the characters are really fun to watch, and I think the soundtrack is also pretty good. I like what the music they're using in the series. And so yeah, that's basically the story. We have, where this world is from, how it was made, and everything. And next week I think we get KOTO hanging out with her master, and basically everything he taught her, and maybe where we finally figure out her ability and her power, and where she comes from. So it'd be fun to learn that. Even though I think we've seen that episode already in the short 5-minute episode they released, I don't know, a couple months back maybe. But anyway, that's Kyousougiga. I really like the series. Really cool, nice artwork, and fun stuff so far. So talk to you guys next time, episode 2. See ya.